Diablo 4 Shield Charge Paladin build. I know it's not meta, but I made it work. What's the build capable of? One-shotting all pinnacle bosses and pit tier 100. Easy clear of Undercity, Incurast, and of all other content in the game, including Nightmare Dungeons, World Bosses, Helltide, Infernal Hordes, you name it, this build is capable of doing it. Now why the Shield Charge Juggernaut Paladin? Cause everyone plays Wings, Hammered in, 2 or 3 meta builds, and I wanted to create something that's actually new and something that's fun to play, so I ended up with a Shield Charge at the end. Let's go. So we start up with Oaths. We pick Juggernaut, because this is Shield Charge Juggernaut build. Now let's see the skill tree. 1 point into Clash, we're gonna go down. We're taking On Guard, we're taking Discipline, and we're put 1 point into Parry, and then we scroll down where we're gonna put Fanaticism, into Enhanced Fanaticism, into Rite of Vengeance for extra crit. On the left side we take Longevity and we take Renewal. Then we're gonna take Defiance, Sora, bread and butter of this build, by the way. And down here we're taking Shield Charge, that would be our main spell, skill, call it however you like, with Enhanced Shield Charge, and we take Relentless Charge, and this is the most important part. Why? Because now Shield Charge becomes a core skill. So all of the gear will now count as core for the Shield Charge. Then we're gonna take Ages, we're gonna take Enhanced Ages and Impunity for Ages. Here we're taking Resolute, Attenuate and Courage. On the right side, 1 point towards Thistles, 1 point into Repentance, 3 points into Best Offense and 3 points into Fortitude. Down here we're taking Rally into Enhanced Rally and into Words of Rejuvenation. Then in the Justice we only gonna take Iron Sharps Iron, Break the Line and Heavyweight. On the left side we're taking Pacify and Dizzying Blow, so we're taking passives, not a single active. As far as ulti goes, we take no ulti, but we take everything here on the left side from passives: Shining Armor, Giant Slayer, Sacred Arms, and on the right side we take Master Craftwork, and we finish up with a key passive into Coat of Arms. Because we scale out of armor and we scale out of block, our entire damage will scale out of it. Now let's transfer to Paragon. This is how your Paragon should look like for the Shield Charge Paladin. On the bottom side we take everything, okay, where strength is, and we're gonna put Sentinel Glyph inside of it for the Juggernaut damage. Up here, how you see it, copy paste, and the next board would be Castle, and this is where all the damage comes up. During battle it goes up to 2300 with bonus percentage. So Castle and the Glyph would be Turf. We want damage to close enemies. Then the next board would be Relentless. Again, we're taking increased damage while charging, and the Glyph would be Spirit. Why? Critical. We rely on a lot of critical. On the fourth board we're gonna go with Beacon, and the Glyph would be Chip. Copy paste the entire board here. And the final board would be Shield Bearer for the extra damage, okay, because we scale now out of shield block. And for the Glyph we're gonna take Exploit for the vulnerable damage, and this is the entire Paragon board for the Paladin. For the Mercenary we're taking Rahir. Why? Because of resist to all elements, and down here we're gonna take Ground Slam. Bastion is also very nice because it gives 25% extra damage. Now there is also that other thing, if you don't have problems with all resists, maybe it's even better to go with Rahir's Guard for extra percentage in armor, cause the bigger your armor is, the more damage you will deal. So have that in mind as well. This is your choice what you wanna pick. More damage, you go for armor. More resists, you go for Aegis. Now if you decide to go with armor, the next one that you should take would be Iron Wolf Call to get that extra damage out of Rahir. For core skills, your shield charge is core. So on the left side we got damage, on the right side we got defense. Skills and the order. Defiance Aura, bread and butter. Shield Charge, your main damage dealing skill. Aura, Fanaticism, crit, goes up. Rally, extremely important, it scales damage off. I'll show you how with items. Aegis, again, extremely important, it gives block chance, damage scales out of block chance. And Holy Light Aura, because we have that extra spot, you can change Holy Light Aura for ulti for example, but there is no need. Basically this is the best that you can get out of this build. Now what about gear? For the weapon, what we want is Shield Charge to deal double damage and the imprint for the Juggernaut skills to deal increased damage to bosses and crowd control enemies. Bread and butter and a must would be the Herald of Zakarum shield. There is no playing without this shield. It's extremely important that you find this one and to make it similar like this. For the rings, we're gonna go with Juggernaut damage with crafting. And for the imprint, we're gonna go with Resolve with Juggernaut Oath, grants 100% increased damage. For the other ring, we're gonna go again with Juggernaut damage, and we're gonna go with increased damage while using Valor skills. What it does, basically, when you trigger Rally, you get 60% extra damage out of it. Now, as far as the flat stats go on a ring, what you want is basically life, strength, crit chance, critical damage, vulnerable damage, and that's about it. The perfect example of a ring would be this one, because it covers all: life, strength, crit chance, crit damage, Juggernaut damage. What about the amulet? Amulet, very simple again, Juggernaut damage, okay, and we're gonna take imprint with core skills, consume life and deal extra damage. Now for the boots, extremely important part is Defiance Aura potency. You want it maxed out, and the imprint would be pulling enemies and dealing increased damage to them. For the pants, extremely important is Defiance Aura potency, cause the bigger the aura, the more armor you get, the bigger your damage is, okay? So Defiance Aura potency on pants, and imprint again armor, all resists on every 4 seconds, stacking up to 50 times. For the gloves, we want Juggernaut damage, and the imprint would be Juggernaut skills deal increased damage to the first 3 enemies hit. For armor, now this is extremely important as well. What we want is aura skills, plus the aura skills and fate per second, and of course life and strength would be ideal. The craft would be Defiance Aura potency, and the imprint, armor, and impairment resist goes up by a percentage, 100 to 140, based on a block chance and current bonus. You can see how the game calculates. I had extreme luck with armor. When I sanctified it, it gave me Ring of Starless Skies imprint, the other one. So I doubt it's gonna happen to anyone else, but again, don't mind that. That's pure luck. Try to get aura skills and Defiance Aura potency, okay? And for the helmet, you don't need the crest. This is like the pinnacle build. You can get any armor with Defiance Aura potency. I mean, any helmet with Defiance Aura potency, and you're good to go. Shaco is the perfect version of the build, yeah. Now, as far as runes go, what we're gonna use is Puck and Vex, very simple, +1 to all skills, and the other one would be Buck and Vat. Why? From the Necromancer, the Creepify, we slow enemies, we deal extra damage to slowed enemies, and plus there is an Execute that you actually benefit out a lot from. Okay, so those would be the runes. As far as the gems go, reds go into armor, diamonds go into rings, skull goes into amulet, and here you can opt in for vulnerable damage or for green critical, okay, in the weapon. And that's about it, that's the entire build. Now what should be the stats at the end? Toughness during combat goes up to 1,000,000, okay. Basically you cannot die, and you deal very good damage as well. So numbers here, as you can tell, 57 million. Once you trigger everything and start running, also it goes up to 1 billion to showcase. Once you trigger all, once you start running a bit, and now you hover, it's already 250 million. Once you hit an enemy, 700 million, with all buffs applied, with Iron Barb's Elixir, with Song of the Mountain, with Spices, and with Spiral Morning, it goes up to nearly 1 billion. In other words, you one-shot everything on the map. Okay, now why is the build extremely good? You play with one hand only, you don't need anything at all. All content in the game, including pinnacle bosses, you can play with one hand. You just hold the right click and you go. When I started the game, I wanted to create a build that's one hand valid, and I believe this is the best one that you can get out of the Paladin if we exclude all of the meta builds, because this is completely out of meta and it's easy pit tier 100. Anyways, that would be the Paladin build. I thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.